It is the Home Run Derby today from Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. We have got our 8 contestants this year for the Home Run Derby. Jazz Chisholm, Junior Caminero, James Wood, O'Neal Cruz, Matt Olson, Brent Rooker, Byron Buxton, and Kyle Raleigh, all again trying to become the Home Run Derby champ this year in 2025, and we have got the best bets for the Home Run Derby today. It's going to be in a little bit different format compared to our daily best bet videos, obviously, because we're just predicting a home run derby, but we'll figure it out. I have a couple bets I really like, and then also we're going to go through the entire field one by one, telling you the probability of each guy winning. Obviously, I've picked a winner, and I have another specific best bet that doesn't involve the winner that I really like as well. So folks, before we get into the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily MLB best bets here on the channel. Tomorrow, we will have our best bets for the All-Star game. We will get that video out tomorrow, same time, 5 a.m. Pacific, 8 a.m. Eastern time. Yesterday, 4-1 day with the MLB best bets. We've been on fire so far in the month of July. I believe with, I think only 1 or 2 negative days throughout the entire month. We've been that good so far in July, and we were very hot at the end of June as well. On Greedo Plays MMA this week, our UFC 318 Holloway versus Poirier 3 predictions, and our PFL Africa predictions. The UFC predictions were posted yesterday. The PFL Africa predictions will be out later today here on the channel. So make sure to go check out both those videos linked in the description down below, and go subscribe to Greedo Plays MMA if you have not yet. Okay, on to the Home Run Derby. I broke up the different players in tiers, okay? So the first tier being the long shots. I don't expect any of these guys to win. There's Jazz Chisholm, if you couldn't tell. These are the 3 long shots for me: Jazz Chisholm, Junior Caminero, and Byron Buxton. And I will explain why. I don't think it's a shocker that I think Jazz Chisholm is likely the longest shot to win the entire thing. Obviously, the odds indicate that, yes, Jazz is probably going to have a rough go of things here. He's a plus 1,400, he's got plus 1,400 odds to win the entire thing. Chisholm was the last guy selected to the Home Run Derby. It was obvious that the MLB didn't really want to include Chisholm in this. Jazz has 17 home runs. Now, I am seeing a lot of discourse and discussion online about how this is a very weak home run derby, and it's one of the worst home run derbies that the MLB has had. I beg to differ. Don't forget, Alec Boehm made it to the Final Four last year of the Home Run Derby. Okay? Should Jazz be here? Probably not. He's a 250 hitter. Jazz is an all-star this year, but a 250 hitter, and obviously, again, the home run numbers is all that matters. He's only got 17 this season, and that doesn't mean everything 100%. I just don't think Chisholm's going to be able to consistently hit enough home runs today. As we get on to the favorites and, my eventual winner, those guys I honestly believe are going to be able to hit consistent home runs. And there is a key that I have towards the end of the video that makes me feel a certain way about the guys in the later rounds, or, advancing to the finals or whatnot. So I just don't think Jazz has a good shot to win it. I don't even see the value at plus 1,400. If you're looking for crazy value, there is a guy in the next tier of players that I have that I really like, and another one later on. I don't like Chisholm at plus 1,400. Again, only 17 home runs this season. That is mediocre. It's just middle of the pack in the MLB, really. Higher end, but still, you have 17 home runs. Junior Caminero, the 22-year-old out of the Dominican Republic, 23 home runs this season, obviously, for the Tampa Bay Rays. I think those numbers are a little inflated, just like how you can say Jazz's numbers are a little bit inflated just because he plays at Yankee Stadium. Junior Caminero plays in a spring training facility over in Tampa. I don't know. I feel like it's really easy to hit the ball out over there. And again, I'm going to kind of contradict myself in a second with another player. You know who it is. Brent Rooker, who plays in a minor league ballpark, but I'll get to him in a little bit. Caminero, 23 home runs this season, 22 years of age. I do think Caminero is able to hit home runs more consistently than Jazz Chisholm will. I just don't think the 22-year-old is going to step up to the moment and win this thing. I don't picture a world where Junior Caminero is consistently hitting home runs throughout 3 rounds. I think there's a chance he gets out the first, but I firmly believe that all 3 of these guys I have listed right here are going to be first-round exits. So if you don't know the format, all 8 guys are going to be able to take either 3 minutes of swings, or they'll get to see 40 pitches. The top 4, so the top half of home run hitters, move on to the second round. I don't think Caminero, nor Chisholm, nor the last guy we're going to talk about here, Byron Buxton, are making it to the semifinals. I just don't think Caminero is going to be able to hit home runs in consecutive order. I don't think he's going to have the consistency here. I just don't see it for him. He's 22 too. He's young, and again, that doesn't mean much. I don't think Caminero is going to see a lot of success here. Also, I like left-handed hitters a lot in this. Now, that doesn't apply to Jazz because Jazz is an elite power guy. At Truist Park, I like the lefties a lot. You know, shorter in right field. Obviously, you got to get it over that big wall in right. Shouldn't be a problem for most of these hitters, at least the lefties at the top of the bunch. So I really just don't like right-handed bats in this format, at least at Truist Park. So I don't think Caminero is going to go that far. And then another right-handed bat, Byron Buxton. Yeah, I don't think Byron Buxton's going all that far in this either. Byron Buxton, 31 years of age. He's been having a great season, right? 290 hitter this season, 21 home runs. Byron Buxton has been that good this season for the Minnesota Twins, a team that has been a mediocre squad as a whole. Again, though, I run into the problem. I don't think Byron Buxton's able to hit consistently enough in this format. I think he'll do better than Caminero. That's why I have him later on here. I just don't see it personally. I don't see it. I think that right-handed bats are going to struggle a lot at Truist Park. Nothing against Buxton, but I don't think the power is consistent enough to my liking. And again, we can break this down as much as you want. Ultimately, it's a home run derby, and these guys are seeing 65-mile-an-hour BP throws, right? I just don't think Buxton's able to hit it consistently enough. I don't know. I think this format's going to really favor guys who get the ball out in a hurry. Buxton can do that. He hits the ball very hard, but there's some guys later on that just hit the ball harder and more efficiently. I don't think Buxton prevails. Again, I just don't like the right-handed bats here at Truist Park. I'm all over the lefties, as four out of the remaining 5 guys are left-handed hitters. So, or can hit left-handed in Cal Raleigh's case. I don't think Buxton goes all that far. He is, a plus 850 dog to win the entire thing. I don't like it. So we're going to eliminate these 3, Chisholm, Caminero, and Buxton. Okay, on to the guys where I'm like, I don't know. I think they'll make the second round. Obviously, one of these 2 won't. I'm here to say there's a chance I think Cal Raleigh gets first rounded. I know that might be a crazy take because Raleigh is the favorite to win the entire thing at plus 300. Now, there is a certain factor that might change that, and I'll get to that in the next tier of guys. But I don't think Cal Raleigh is going to do that well in the Derby. I think a lot of people are expecting him to. Obviously, right, Cal Raleigh has hit the second most home runs in a single season prior to the All-Star break, other than one Barry Bonds. Cal Raleigh at the break is batting .260. Doesn't matter for this. Power numbers are crazy. 38 home runs, 82 RBI, second highest OPS in all of baseball, right? He's been incredible. I don't think Cal Raleigh is going to do all that well in the Derby, though. And it's not just because, he's a big favorite. A lot of people expect him to do well. He's going to fall short of expectations. I don't think it's entirely that. I think it's, okay, Raleigh catches every single game. There is no break in between, the Mariners' last game yesterday against the Detroit Tigers and, the Derby today. Raleigh has been playing every single day for Seattle. And the Mariners are in the midst of a playoff push right now. Hell, they just swept the Detroit Tigers very impressively. I know Raleigh did DH yesterday, so he got off of his legs a little bit, obviously preparing for the Derby. But how much preparation is there really for Cal Raleigh going into the Home Run Derby, right? Some of these guys, Brent Rooker, DHs a lot, right? James Wood, O'Neal Cruz. They've been prepping for the Derbies for quite some time now. I know Raleigh, I think, was one of the earliest guys to declare, but you're a catcher. You can't solely focus your time on just hitting home runs, obviously, or working on the Home Run Derby format. Obviously, Raleigh's still taking BP, and he's taking swings in game, and he's still mashing the baseball. I honestly don't believe, though, his in-game home runs is going to translate all that well into the Derby, right? Again, 38 home runs. He's probably on his way to hit 60, maybe. Should be. At least, 100% he's going to hit 50 home runs this season, right? It's been an insane year for Cal Raleigh. I don't know if that translates all that well to the Home Run Derby. And again, how much time have you really had preparing for the format, preparing for the 3 minutes, preparing for the timeout, getting work in with whoever's going to be throwing him, whoever's going to be throwing him his BP pitches or his Home Run Derby pitches. I don't think there's any value in Cal Raleigh plus 300. He's nowhere near my favorite to win the entire thing. I don't really have him and Brent Rooker one above the other. I think they're kind of just on the same tier here. Because Brent Rooker's a guy who I really like. We know the power Brent Rooker generates. I I think there's a possibility he can get out the first round. If I had to put my money on it, though, I probably would say no for Rooker to get out the first. I do think Raleigh probably will advance. I just worry about Raleigh as we get deeper into the Derby, into the second round, into potentially the finals. I mean, again, this is a catcher who, I know DH yesterday, but I just don't like it. Brent Rooker, I do believe, is going to do better than the other righties. I feel like Brent Rooker just possesses more power. And again, we can look at in-game stats throughout the course of the regular season. That doesn't matter. It's a home run derby where they're seeing 65 mile an hours coming at them in terms of velos for their fastballs, or at least, again, just their BP pitches. Brent Rooker is able to generate power. He is a much bigger guy than the other righties I talked about earlier in Buxton and Caminero. Brent Rooker, again, this doesn't mean too much, but Brent Rooker's a 6'3", 225-pound designated hitter who kind of plays the outfield, right? He's obviously been preparing for this for a while. I don't think his numbers are overrated, even though he does play in a minor league ballpark in Sacramento at Sutter Health Park. Brent Rooker has always hit for big power numbers, time in and time out, year in and year out, even when the A's were playing back in the Coliseum, which wasn't the most hitter-friendly park to exist. So I do believe just because of the way Brent Rooker hits, the exit velo that Brent Rooker gets, and just his swing, I personally feel like is more, I think it's better for the Derby compared to Caminero and Buxton. Again, I don't think Rooker's winning the entire thing. I just think he's going to do better than those previous three guys, which puts him on this tier with Cal Raleigh. But I don't think Rooker wins the thing. I think his odds, though, should just be slightly better than plus 1,000. My only guess for why the odds are this bad for him is because he plays on the A's and nobody really knows who Brent Rooker is in the grand scheme of things. He's a great baseball player who deserves more recognition, but I don't know. I think Rooker, again, has potential to get into the second round. I wouldn't bank on it, but that is the second tier of guys I have here for the Derby. The third tier of guys that I have are the contenders, Oneil Cruz and Matt Olson. I'm here to say I think the final is going to be Matt Olson and James Wood, and obviously where we're going after this. I mean, you probably take a wild guess, but I do believe the finals is going to be Matt Olson and James Wood. I think, again, lefties are going to excel in Atlanta. Matt Olson, I believe, is going to do better than Oneil Cruz for a couple reasons. One, he plays in this ballpark every day. He's familiar with the ballpark. Now, originally, right, this was supposed to be Ronald Acuna Jr. Acuna drops out. So now his teammate Matt Olson steps in instead, obviously, because the MLB wants an Atlanta Braves player in the Derby. I get it. I actually think Olson's going to do better than Oneil Cruz because I don't even know what state Oneil Cruz is going to be in for this home run derby. Cruz did not play yesterday for the Pittsburgh Pirates in Minnesota. He's dealing with a hip injury. Was not in the lineup yesterday. We will see if he's in the Derby today, but that's concerning because you got to generate all this power and you got to be able to swing at bat if you're making it to the finals or the second round at least 65 times in short order. Again, the home run derby format is not like hitting home runs in a game, obviously. You swing at one pitch, you see one pitch, you get to step out the box, take your time, get right back into the box. I know the pitch clock excels things a little bit, but in the home run derby, you are trying to take as many swings in short order as possible. If Oneil Cruz is hurt, he's dealing with a hip injury, I don't think he's going to do that all that well. There's a possibility he doesn't even do the derby. In that case, I don't know who steps in for him. Again, it would just be likely someone who is already in the All-Star game, or they just go to 7 guys. Likely, it would probably just be another guy who's just around. I don't even know who I'd want. Oh, I know who I'd want to replace him. Not a lot of people might know who Kyle Stowers is. Kyle Stowers should replace Oneil Cruz in the Derby if Cruz has to drop out. Kyle Stowers went yard twice yesterday. We had Marlins money line. Actually 3 times yesterday. We had Marlins money line in Baltimore. Get Kyle Stowers in the home run derby tomorrow if Oneil Cruz can't do it. It's another lefty bat, which would make things really interesting. Anyways, I just don't think Oneil Cruz is going to go all that far because of this. I think he'll still make it to the second round because I think the raw athleticism and just raw power out of Oneil Cruz gets him that far. Initially, prior to the hip injury today, I was going to go Oneil Cruz, James Wood finals. I'm not doing it anymore because I just don't think Oneil Cruz is going to be able to swing that many times and swing well that many times. But I do think this derby favors left-handed bats who can hit the ball out really fast and in a hurry. James Wood can do that. Oneil Cruz can do that, obviously. 2 of the guys who own the highest exit velos on just plain hits so far and home runs this year in 2025. As a whole, Oneil Cruz has the lowest home run numbers out of anyone in the Derby with only 16. Again, though, those are in-game home runs. Oneil Cruz is a .212 hitter who struggles to time pitches. If he's in the Derby and if he's, again, at full strength, he's going to be tough to eliminate in this thing because there is no fastball that's going to get blown by him today. There is no breaking pitch. There is no curveball that Oneil Cruz is going to swing and miss that it's in the dirt for, right? It's going to be, whoever's throwing to him from the Pittsburgh Pirates staff knows exactly where Oneil Cruz wants the ball. I assume it's going to be inside. Obviously everyone's inside. I assume it's high and inside to Oneil Cruz because watching Oneil Cruz, that's mainly where he likes to take swings. But I think the hip injury really affects things here. So that's why I don't think he makes it to the finals. Instead, I think Matt Olson's going to get there. I know Matt Olson has lower home run numbers as well. Again, though, Olson has just struggled throughout the course of the season. He's been posting big strikeout numbers this year, which in all fairness, strikeout numbers for hitters don't really mean much anymore as long as you're still hitting for power and still hitting for good average. But Matt Olson this year, .262 hitter, again, not having his best year, but still a decent season for Olson. Power number 17 home runs and 61 RBI. Again, the reason I'm going with Olson over Cruz is because Matt Olson plays at Truist Park every single day. He knows this ballpark. He's been able to at least visualize the home run derby. He's been able to take BP and do practice home run derby rounds in Atlanta as well. He's going to be the crowd favorite to win this thing. Ultimately, I do think he's going to fall short, but you know what you're going to get out of Matt Olson. Huge power numbers, a guy who can slug it over the fence, and again, a guy who is used to that right field and that kind of high wall and right, obviously, but it's just, it's obviously much further in, or I don't know if I want to say much, but it is closer, obviously, or easier to hit balls out in right field than it is left as long as you elevate the baseball, and Matt Olson is able to do exactly that. So that's why I like Olson over Oneil Cruz, and I think it's a crazy value play as well, because we look at the odds for Matt Olson, plus 900 to win the entire thing. Again, he's not my winner, but plus 900 is great, but you know what's even better? Matt Olson to make the semifinals, plus 105. You get plus money for Matt Olson to advance to the second round of the Home Run Derby, which I think is insane. Because look at the guys, again, Matt Olson to make the semis just has to finish in the top 4. Okay, Jazz Chisholm's not getting there. I don't think Caminero's getting there, nor do I think Byron Buxton is getting there. So you just honestly have to say, okay, Olson probably going to hit more home runs than those 3 guys, and then you just got to hit more than Oneil Cruz, who might be a question mark with the injury right now, Cal Raleigh, who again, he's a big favorite, but we'll see. And the other one's Brent Rooker. Again, I like Rooker a lot, but I expect Matt Olson to probably hit more home runs than Brent Rooker. So I think it's a really good spot here for Matt Olson to make the semifinals, and you get it at plus money. Again, we just need Olson to finish in the upper half of the Derby, and he's going to be fine here. Hometown guy. Well, yeah, I know he's from Atlanta. Yeah, hometown guy, and obviously this is where he plays as well. I like a lot of things from Matt Olson here in this home run derby. Another thing that I think really benefits Matt Olson as well is that he actually has derby experience. I believe it was 2022 the last time, 2023 or 2022 last time Matt Olson did the home run derby. He is the only guy, if I'm not mistaken, in the entire derby who has actually done it before. That means something. I know it was a different format the first time around where Matt Olson did it, because if you remember, the old home run derby format was just a straight 8-man bracket, right? And obviously that caused, some uproar. The year I remember, I think it was, was it 22 or 23, where Vladdy won. I believe it had to been 23, because Soto won 22 the year he got traded. Yes, it was 23 when Vladdy won. Julio Rodriguez hit like 51 home runs in the first round, and then he was out of gas for the second round, and Vladdy hit like 26, and Julio hit 25 in the second round, so Guerrero advanced, and obviously Vladdy ended up winning the entire thing. So that's kind of, I think, what caused the change, which is fine. But Olson's still been in the situation before. He's been in a derby before. He kind of knows, for the most part, timing is still the same in terms of when your, BP pitcher, when your derby pitcher is going to be able to, throw you one, when, the different timeout rules, for the most part, that's still the same. It's just the only thing that has changed from those old derbies, and the initial derby that Olson has participated in is merely just the breakdown of, or just the bracket to get into the second round. We just need Matt Olson to have one good round here, and we hit at plus 105. Sign me up for it. I absolutely love it for Matt Olson to advance into the semifinals, and we really don't care what happens from there, even though I expect him to make the finals. But you know who I expect to win the finals? Yeah, it's James Wood. Duh. James Wood plus 400. And I'm not saying this just because I'm a Washington Nationals fan. I'm really not. A 6'7" guy who has the highest exit velos in the MLB, who's a left-handed hitter at Truist Park, is not winning this thing. James Wood's going to win the Derby. And also, I hate to bring it up, 2018 Bryce Harper, 2022 Juan Soto. I know they both left really soon after. One got traded, one left in free agency. However, James Wood can't leave just yet, even though I'll get to some Nats draft stuff at the end of the video if you're interested. Anyways, yeah, James Wood, Nats hitters historically have always performed well at the Derby. James Wood's going to have Ricky Gutierrez, our third base coach, pitch to him today. We'll see. As long as he's not, again, making bad calls at third base, it's fine. But this form, or just not the format, the home run derby just favors James Wood so much. Because here's the thing. James Wood obliterates baseballs. His one thing is that he doesn't pull the ball that much, and that's fine. In a home run derby, James Wood is going to be able to pull the baseball. It's against the Darnell Cole school of hitting, which is put the ball on the ground hard. But James Wood will be able to elevate here, and he will be able to pull the baseball. That's been the one thing about James Wood. He's got tremendous opposite field power, which is amazing. But in a home run derby where James Wood is looking at it, okay, the one thing he needs to do is put the ball in the seats. Let's take the path of least resistance. Let's pitch the ball inside, obviously, and we don't have to worry about, center stuff that James Wood's putting in the left center field gap. We don't need to worry about, taking outside pitches the opposite way. No. This is all inside for James Wood, and he's just going to be able to crank baseballs into right field. The home run I want you to get familiar with is the home run off of Tomoyoku Sugano back at Nats Park in April-ish, late April, or James Wood, maybe early May, where James Wood hits one off of Sugano, obviously from Baltimore. Sugano doesn't throw that hard, and obviously, right, Ricky Gutierrez is going to be throwing much softer than Sugano does. But James Wood gets an inside and elevated fastball, that's what I assume that Gutierrez is going to continue to throw to Wood at today, and he destroys the baseball like 460-something feet. It was one of the longest home runs of the season. It was I believe, the hardest hit home run so far of the year, and one of the hardest hit home runs of all time in the StatCast era, right? If you give James Wood a pitch that he likes, he's going to turn on it. Again, he is such a good hitter to the point where he doesn't need to turn on everything, and he can just work the entire field. But in a home run derby, where again, the only goal is to pull the baseball and put it in the seats, James Wood's going to excel. And again, I said it earlier talking about Oneil Cruz. I love the home run derby for guys like Cruz and James Wood. Guys who are lefties, especially in Atlanta. Guys with high exit velos, and guys where if they pull the baseball, it goes a mile. I think this favors James Wood a lot. I hope, again, my one concern is that James Wood's going to try to spray the baseball all over the outfield. That's why I get a little concerned that he's just going to try to hit it everywhere. I don't think so. I really don't. I hope, again, we have a plan here, and he just continues to pull the baseball, kind of like the Bryce Harper plan in 2018 and Juan Soto in 2022. Again, Davey was around for both those. Obviously, he's not anymore. I don't know if Martinez had any say in the James Wood home run derby prep prior to Davey's firing. I believe Wood declared after Martinez got fired. But, I mean, it had to have been around the clubhouse for a little bit that James was going to be doing this. But I like it a lot for James Wood. Again, you tell me the 6'7" guy with the highest exit velo in baseball and furthest home runs in baseball when he pulls it isn't going to win this? Come on. It just makes sense that James Wood's going to win this. And also, James Wood taking a million swings in short order really benefits him a lot. Fast bat path, is able to just, he's quick to the baseball. It should favor Wood so much. And James Wood has been, I'm sure everyone is doing this as well, but James Wood's been doing practice home run derby rounds every single BP session that he has, for the last week and a half. They are really preparing for this. And oh, by the way, James Wood didn't play yesterday. The Nats are really serious about trying to get James Wood to win this because they're just trying to elevate him into superstardom mode. Oh, by the way, who does the MLB want to win this thing? 100% James Wood. He is the biggest star in the Derby, or at least the biggest star that they're going to try to elevate from the Derby. So, I think Wood's going to be fine here. The Nats have had nothing to play for this season. This is our World Series tonight. I'm so serious. No, actually, our World Series is going to be the last series of the regular season against the Chicago White Sox in September. But no, James Wood, again, this is all the Nats have to play for. They sat James Wood yesterday. James Wood got his first off day of his entire career yesterday. They are very serious about getting James Wood the win here. He will get it done. Plus 400 for James Wood to win the home run derby. Folks, that does it for our home run derby predictions. If you are interested, I am going to talk about the Washington Nationals draft just because, I just feel like talking about it. But yes, we're going with James Wood to win the entire thing. Now, the Nats draft yesterday, I didn't love it. I just didn't. I don't like the Eli Willits pick. I don't. I wanted Jackson Holliday, obviously. Kate Anderson, I thought, should have been there too. As I look more at Eli Willits, I'm optimistic. I just don't have high hopes. I'm going to be honest. Okay, this is the same franchise that drafted Seaver King last year. Seaver King's batting .220 in AA Harrisburg. Right? I just don't have a lot of optimism there. I thought Ethan Holliday, I thought it was going to be really hard for him not to be an exceptionally great baseball player. I know, again, it runs in the family with Willits, but also, it really runs in the family with Ethan Holliday. So I am disappointed with that. They underslotted, though, with the #1 overall pick, which is just an absolute travesty. However, I do actually believe the Washington Nationals got the steal of the draft. I'm still not content with the early pick. Again, if I could have it my way, it would be Ethan Holliday. I love the Landon Harmon pick. Absolutely love it. This is a 6'6" righty from Mississippi who throws upper nines, about a 96, 97-ish mile-an-hour fastball. He's got a good slider. He's got a pretty good cutter as well that looks like the fastball as well, just obviously has way more break on it, way more cut on it. I love this pick. I absolutely love the Landon Harmon pick. And oh, by the way, this is a guy who we thought we were going to get in the second round with pick number 49. No, the Nationals got him at number 80. I'm very surprised he fell that far in the draft. I absolutely love the pick. Harmon's a guy, again, take the high school stats in Mississippi with a grain of salt, but he had a 1.09 ERA this season with 131 strikeouts in 66 innings, again, in high school. Absolutely love the pick. I think the comp is right there to Travis Sikora, excuse me. I think it's right there with them. Harmon's going to be a very good project player of sorts to watch, but all the stuff is there. The velo is there. Love the pick. I hate the second round pick though. I'm trying to remain positive here. That's why I started it with Harmon. Why are we taking Ethan Petry with our second round pick? This is a guy who's done nothing but regress throughout his college career. 2023, he was great for South Carolina. I'm sure you've seen the clip of him homering off of Paul Skeens. That's great. He batted .376 his freshman year of college, right? 23 home runs. He's done nothing but get worse since. I'm just going to be honest. 2024, still batted .300. Power numbers went from 23 home runs down to 21 home runs. That's not the problem. The problem was last season. 11 home runs. He batted .320. Average was up. You play in the SEC, again, impressive, but I don't know, man. The K rate was there last year. He has gotten worse since his freshman year. He was supposed to be like a top 10 pick a couple seasons ago. After that freshman season, I just don't like it. And I think obviously we underslotted in the second round. So the Nats, they ultimately underslotted in the first two rounds. But here's my thing. You could have still gotten Ethan Holliday. You could have. Ethan Holliday and Landon Harmon money-wise would have worked. And since we underslotted in the second round, I'm just going to be honest, kind of threw away a pick with Ethan Petry. Guys, I see nothing more than just a better version of Yo-Yo Morales. Like, I like Yo-Yo. I don't think he's ever going to do much in the MLB. I don't even know if Petry's better than Yo-Yo Morales. He's more MLB ready, obviously, because he's coming out of college. I just don't see it with him. He's got great power upside. Is he going to hit for all that great average in the MLB? No, he's not. Okay. So you could have still picked Ethan Holliday, which I still don't understand. Again, the more I look at the Willis thing, I still don't love it. I'm more accepting of it, obviously, now, because, well, I have to. Willis is now the third #1 overall pick in Washington Nationals history behind Bryce Harper and Steven Strasburg. So, yeah. Let's get it going, Eli Willits. But Landon Harmon, though, is 100% the steal of the draft. This is a guy who's projected to go in the top 45. The Nationals get him at 80. Absolutely love the work done right there. We're still, though, in a never-ending rebuild, though, so it doesn't get that, It's not all sunshine and rainbows, isn't it? Anyways, folks, that does it for our Home Run Derby best bets here on the channel. If you have not yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do disagree with any of the picks. We'll be back tomorrow for the All-Star game with our best bets over there. Folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.